All right, if you're running an online business, I bet this is a question that keeps you up at night. You see that order get returned, and you might think, it's just one package. But what if I told you that one failed delivery is just the tip of a very, very expensive iceberg?
Well, today we're diving deep and tackling that iceberg head-on. We're going to talk about something that's quietly killing profits in e-commerce, the dreaded non-delivery report, or NDR. And by the end of this, you're going to know exactly how to turn the tables on it.
So here's the game plan. First, we'll get a handle on what the problem really is. Then we'll dig into why these deliveries are even failing in the first place. After that, we'll calculate the true cost to your business, and then, the best part, we'll give you strategies to take back control. And we'll wrap it all up with one key takeaway. Let's get into it.
All right, Section 1. So what are we really up against here? Let's put a name to the challenge that pretty much every single online seller, big or small, has to deal with.
Okay, so what is an NDR? Well, it's just the official term for a failed delivery. The courier gave it a shot, maybe even a few shots, but for whatever reason, they couldn't get the package to the customer. You can just think of it as the formal heads up that your package is making a U-turn and heading right back to you.
Now this next part, you've got to track this number. Your non-delivery rate, this is like a vital sign for the health of your online store. The formula is super simple. You just take the number of your undelivered orders, divide that by the total number of orders you shipped out, and times it by 100. That percentage isn't just a random number. It's telling you a story about how well your operations are run.
Okay, so why? Why do these deliveries fail to begin with? It can feel kind of random, but it's usually not. So let's, put on our detective hats for a second and unpack the most common culprits.
First up, and this one is maybe the most frustrating of all, a simple, incomplete address. A customer forgets to add their house number or they leave out a key landmark. Just like that, one tiny missing detail sends your package on a long, expensive trip right back to your warehouse. Reason number 2 is that classic timing problem. The package arrives, the delivery person is at the door, but nobody's home. So they try to call, right? But the phone's off or it goes to voicemail. After a couple of tries, the courier doesn't have a choice. They have to mark it as an NDR.
And then you've got this one, a total communication breakdown. It's crazy to think about, but a single typo, just one wrong digit in a phone number, means the courier can't call for directions, they can't confirm a good time to stop by, that link is broken, and when it is, the delivery often fails.
Now, sometimes everything on the customer's end is perfect. The address is correct, the phone number is right, but the location is just unserviceable. Maybe the general zip code is fine, but their specific street is just too remote, or it's outside that courier's delivery zone. The result? An automatic NDR.
And then you get this, the one that really stings. The package arrives, everything is perfect, and the customer just says, "Nope, I don't want it." It happens all the time, especially with cash-on-delivery orders. Maybe they found a better deal. Maybe they just changed their mind. Whatever the reason, your sale just vanishes at the very last second.
Okay, so now we know what an NDR is and why it happens. But let's talk about what you really care about. What's the actual financial hit? Because let me be crystal clear, the cost is so much more than just one returned package. See, a high NDR rate isn't some big, loud explosion in your business. No, it's way sneakier than that. The best way to think about it is like having a small hole in your profit bucket. With every single failed delivery, a little more of your hard-earned money just silently drains away.
And trust me, these costs pile up incredibly fast. You don't just lose the profit from that sale. You also have to eat the cost of the initial shipping. And now you have to pay for the return trip. That's called the RTO, or return to origin cost. While all this is happening, that product is stuck in transit, so it's blocked inventory you can't sell to someone else. And if this happens too often on big marketplaces, your seller rating takes a nosedive, which can lead to penalties or even make your products show up lower in search results. It's a really vicious cycle.
Okay, that all sounds pretty bad, I know. But here's the good news, and it's really good news. You are not powerless here. Not at all. So let's shift gears and talk about the actual actionable steps you can take to plug that hole in your bucket and take back control of your deliveries. So, when an NDR does pop up, you need a rapid response plan. First, see that flagged order on your dashboard. Second, immediately, and I mean immediately, check the reason the courier gave for the failure. Was the address wrong? Was the customer not home? Third, you have to act fast. Call the customer, see if you can correct the details, and then ask the courier to try delivering again. In these situations, speed is everything.
But you know what's even better than fixing a problem? Preventing it from ever happening in the first place. So here's your proactive playbook. Start confirming orders with a quick call or WhatsApp before you ship, especially for cash on delivery. Tweak your checkout page to make sure a landmark is required. Do your homework and partner with reliable couriers who have a good track record. And hey, if a certain zip code is a constant black hole for your packages, just block it. It's about playing offense, not just defense.
All right, let's wrap this all up. What's the big takeaway here? It's really about a shift in your mindset. You need to stop seeing these as just failures and start seeing them as opportunities.
Here's the bottom line. Those non-delivery reports aren't just annoying costs, they're clues. They are data points practically screaming at you, showing you exactly where the cracks are in your system. If you actually analyze that data and act on it quickly, you won't just cut your losses, you'll build a smarter, stronger, and way more profitable business.
And that brings us right back to the question we started with, but now it should hit a little differently. It's time to ask yourself again, seriously, how much of your profit are you leaving, quite literally, on the doorstep? Mastering your NDRs isn't just about good logistics, it's about reclaiming what's yours.